A lake is defined as a watercourse that is not directly connected to a sea or ocean. They are a frequent feature in many areas of the world, with 1.43 million located around the globe. Formed by many different geological processes, they form a large part of the natural landscape, often providing a great source of fresh water, and playing a key part of the water cycle. Taking into account results from a 2016 study by researchers from McGill University in Canada, here are the top 10 countries which contain the most lakes. 10. Australia. With a vast desert that covers much of its interior, and a lack of glacial or plate tectonic activity, you may be surprised to see this country at number 10 in the list. However, Australia contains many man-made lakes, particularly in the southeastern part of the country, which were constructed to provide water to the large coastal cities and agricultural regions in this area. Many coastal lagoons and natural inland lakes also exist, as do numerous ephemeral salt lakes within the central flat desert regions. 9. Kazakhstan. Most of Kazakhstan lies within a basin, meaning that rivers flow from surrounding highland areas, including the Tian Shan Mountains along the southern portion of the country, and end at a series of numerous lakes within the Kazakh lowlands. Although not all of its lakes are formed in this way, many of its lakes are. Its largest lakes include Lake Balkhash, with an area of 6,300 square miles, and the northeastern portion of the Caspian Sea, which is recognized as the world's largest lake. 8. Argentina. Argentina consists mainly of two different landscapes, the Andes Mountains along the western side, and the vast fertile lowlands that cover the northern and eastern parts of the country. Due to both areas being glaciated during the last ice age, each place contains a high number of lakes, with the fertile Pampas region being peppered with many small lakes, such as Lake Gomez near the city of Junín. Within the Andes Mountains is Argentina's Lake District, an area featuring many finger-shaped lakes that were formed by previously existing glaciers. 7. Norway. A country that was covered by glacial ice during the last ice age, Norway contains many lakes that were formed as the result of glacial processes. Many man-made reservoir lakes were also created, made possible in large part by the existence of large and deep valleys along the western side of the country, formed by the large mountain range that makes up the backbone of the country. Lakes include Tyrifjorden, a large 967-foot deep lake around 25 miles to the northwest of Oslo, Norway's capital. 6. Brazil. In part due to its vast land area, Brazil contains many lakes. Although many of these are located within the Amazon region, particularly where the large rivers have formed oxbow lakes, many more are found outside of it. Brazil also contains many man-made lakes, such as the large Sobradinho Reservoir, which is over 6 times larger than Lake Mead, the largest man-made lake in the USA. 5. Sweden. Despite its relatively small size compared to the top 4 countries on this list, it is thanks to Sweden being covered in ice during the last ice age that it has such a high number of lakes. Although many of these are small lakes that are dotted throughout the landscape, some are incredibly large in size. The largest of its lakes, Lake Vänern, is around 90 miles long and up to 330 feet deep in some parts. 4. China. A country with a massive surface area, China also contains its fair share of lakes. Although many of these are freshwater, such as the Hong's and Nancy lakes which can be found across the East China Plain, some of its lakes are in fact saline. For example, the country's largest lake, Qinghai Lake, is saline, and contains no water outflow channel. Although many lakes are located in the rainfall-heavy south and east of the country, a large portion of its lakes are also found on the Tibetan Plateau, as well as in mountainous areas across the western half of the country. 3. USA. A country which is known internationally for its vast Great Lakes along its northern border, the United States contains a huge number of lakes, many of which were formed by glacial processes during the last ice age. Although many of its lakes are found either across the northern portion of the country, or in the northern valleys of the Rocky Mountains, lakes are frequently found in all regions of the country away from the deserts of the Southwest. The country also contains many man-made lakes, such as Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States, which was created by the construction of the Hoover Dam in the 1930s. 2. Russia. The world's largest country in terms of land surface area, Russia contains over 200,000 lakes. As most of the country is located at a rather high latitude, during the last ice age, ice covered the north and west of Russia. Although various factors prevented much ice accumulation across parts of Siberia, the previously ice-covered regions are today peppered with many lakes. Although many glacially formed lakes are found across northern Russia, the country's largest lake, Lake Baikal, is not formed by glacial activity at all, but by plate tectonics. 2 tectonic plates pull apart at this region, forming a rift valley that fills with water. 1. Canada. Being the second largest country in the world, it is no surprise that the country with the highest number of lakes is Canada. After all, a larger land volume means that there is a larger land area to include features such as lakes. However, the largest country in the world, Russia, contains less than a quarter of the number of lakes than Canada does. The reason is due to the fact that the vast majority of Canada was situated under a large ice sheet during the last ice age. Both glacial erosion and the vast weight of the ice sheet itself sculpted the landscape, leaving behind natural indentations when they retreated. These have since filled with water. Thanks for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe to the channel.